10.3 Inscribed Angles. So an inscribed angle, we've previously learned about central angles, and central angles go through the center of the circle. But an inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on a circle and whose sides contain chords of the circle. So here, ED is considered a chord because it is a line that's connecting both sides of the circle, but it's not going through the center. And EF is a chord. So I like to think about inscribed angles. All points E, D, and F lie on the outside of our circle. The measure of the angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So if I said that this arc right here, let's say is, 70 degrees, then this angle on the inside is half of that, which means it is 35 degrees. Example 1, determine the measure of angle N. So I know that the arc LK is 62. So measure of angle N is going to be half of 62, which ends up being 31 degrees. So this angle would be 31 degrees. Determine the arc QSR. So here's QSR. It is made up of our inscribed angle. Our inscribed angle is 113. So this arc is twice as large as this angle. So if I take 113 and multiply it by 2, I will get 226. So that means the measure of arc QSR is 226 degrees. Again, the arc is always bigger than the inscribed angle. Example 3, determine the following measurements. So the measure of arc WT, let's look at this. WT is right here. Always try to find the inscribed angle it is made up of. So if I look, here's a chord right here. So it's made up of this inscribed angle. It's also made up of this inscribed angle right here. But I know that this inscribed angle is 30 degrees. And the arc is always bigger than the angle. So the measure of arc WT is 2 times 30, or 60 degrees. Let me erase this. So I know that this is 60 degrees, this arc right here. Define the measure of angle U. So the measure of angle U is right here. Again, let's find, it is this inscribed angle. We just found that arc to be 60 degrees, so the measure of angle U is also 30. Because if the arc is 60, 1/2 of 60 is 30, so this angle is 30 degrees. All right, so the measure of angle T, this is the measure of angle T. I want to look, this is the inscribed angle for T. And so it's arc UV, but arc UV also has this inscribed angle, which means these two measurements are equal to each other. Just like we found this one's 30 and this one's 30, those are the same. So 3x plus 4 and 2x plus 9 are also equal to each other. So 3x plus 4 is equal to 2x plus 9. So solving that, subtract 2x over, I get x plus 4 is equal to 9. Subtract 4, I get x is 5. Measure of angle T is 3x plus 4, so 3 times 5 plus 4 is 19 degrees. And then if I know that, let me erase all of this so we can see it a little bit better. If I know that this angle right here is 19 degrees, I need to find this arc. Well, the arc's always bigger than the angle, so 19 times 2 gives me 38 degrees. So you're either dividing the number by 2 or multiplying the number by 2. Always remember the arc is bigger than the angle. So that will kind of help you with that. Example 4, determine the following measurements. To find the measure of angle Y, I'm looking at a triangle here. And note 2 out of the 3 angles for a triangle. So I can see that this right here, since this arc or this chord WX is going through the center, that makes WX a diameter. Since WX is a diameter, this arc right here is 180 degrees. Angle Y is the intercepted arc. Half of 180 is 90. So measure of angle Y is 90 degrees. And the measure of angle W, now we have to go and solve for X. So if I know X plus 12, and then plus X is another angle, plus 90 is another angle, and our triangle adds up to be 180. Now I have 2X plus 102 is equal to 180. Subtract 102. 2x is equal to 78. Divide by 2. X is equal to 39. So measure of angle W is, measure of angle W is x plus 12, I'm sorry. So 39 plus 12 is 51 degrees. Find the measure of XY. So this arc XY, this is the, let me erase this so we can see it a little bit better. So if I'm finding this arc right here, looking for the inscribed angle, this is my inscribed angle, and I just found this angle is 51 degrees. Again, the angle is always smaller than the arc, so since it's smaller, I need to take 51 and multiply it by 2 to get 102 degrees. So this angle is 102 degrees. And then to find the measure of arc WXY, W to X to Y, so I'm finding this arc measure. I know that part of it's 180, part of it's 102, so 180 plus 102 gives me 258. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong arc. W or Y, W, X. So this part, I'm taking everything but this 102. So then I can take 360 and subtract 102. And I will receive 258 degrees. Okay, fact, if a triangle is inscribed in a semicircle, then it's automatically a right triangle. Okay, so that's how, another way we could tell that this angle right here is a 90-degree angle, because this triangle is inscribed, which means that all of the points are on the circle, so then it has to be a right triangle. Coming down here, example 5. First, let's go fact. In an inscribed quadrilateral, opposite angles are going to be supplementary. Remember what supplementary means? Supplementary means that it equals 180 degrees. So in order to find X here, the opposite angles. So W and Y are opposite. So those two angles should equal 180. So I'm going to have X plus 18 plus 2X is equal to 180. So 3X plus 18 is equal to 180. If I subtract 18 from both sides, I get 3x is equal to 162, and x dividing by 3 is 54. Now to find the measure of angle W, I know W is x plus 18. I just found out x is 54, so 54 plus 18 is 72 degrees. And then to find the measure of arc XWZ, so start at X, go to W, end at Z. The inscribed angle is this angle right here of 2x. So 2 times our x, which is 54, so 54 is 108 degrees. So this angle is 108 degrees. The arc is always bigger than the angle, so I'm going to take 108 and multiply it by 2, and 108 times 2 is 216 degrees. All right, and then our last one, for D, what is a measure of angle F? If I know that angle D is 86, D and F are supplementary, so 180 minus 86 gives me 94. So this angle is 94 degrees. And then what is the measure of arc GDE? So GDE. Right here, my inscribed angle is angle F. So the arc is always bigger than the angle, so I'm going to take 94, multiply it by 2, and 94 times 2 is 188 degrees.